Hey, how's it going? Alright, today's project, we're going to strip the paint / powder coat off of these aluminium risers. Aluminum. And these are off of Dyna. I bought these off Marketplace, right? And I'm thinking about putting them on my Sporty, but see all the, how the aluminum is oxidizing or whatever you call that, and it's peeling it off, right? It's got all that gray underneath. Well, this whole deal, this video is going to apply to just polishing aluminum and stripping off this stuff. Alright, so I'm going to do the bottom of these, and these two pieces I'm going to paint. That's a different video. Keep the chrome, paint these. These are going to be shiny aluminum. Alright, and I've kind of rigged this up. I'm just going to do one of them to show you. And I've rigged this bench up. I mean, if you're going to be doing a lot of stuff with tanks, build something like this, man, because it's going to make your life a lot easier. I like made this thing, push the bolt through, tighten up this, so you got a nice solid base to work on. Because I'm going to be using I'm going to just show you a whole bunch of different ways to do this, because the goal is just to get this off. Doesn't matter how rough it is, okay? I'm going to show you exactly what you need. Alright, so that's what we're dealing with. See, when the water gets in or it gets scratched and the corrosion just begins, right? I guess it's called oxidization, right? I don't know. But what we're going to do is get all that off. And what you can use is these things on wheels. See that? Or you can use, oh, we need to put a new piece on here. Let's do that. Let's do it. You get the idea. Plug it in. What should I be doing right now? That's right, wear a mask. Come on, Bill. All right, put the mask on. See, I'm not pretending to put a mask on. I actually am. Very safety conscious around here. All right. So you can use what is it called? That's the orbital. This is just a regular sander, right? Alright, there's a couple seconds of that. What the hell do you call that one again? Doesn't matter, Nikita. Or orbital. That was with 80 grit. That'll take it off pretty good. And this is 120 on an orbital. So the process is there's the rough sanding, but you're using rough paper, obviously, and then we're gonna go down the grade. So let me show you the orbital. These things are pretty cheap, well worth it. Alright. So, let's see, man. This works good, the orbital. If I was you and you're into doing your own stuff, I would buy an orbital sander, a drill, because the orbital, you can use that for polishing pads too. They're Velcro on. Good purchase. But as you can see, the orbital is doing pretty good right here. Let me give it a little bit more. Pretty good. I'm gonna try another one of them. Oh, I moved it. Great. All right, so that's with the, you know, the spinning metal wheel to use on a drill, orbital, and the other sander. I guess that was the other sander, but y'all gotta take them off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off with whichever suits me best. But just to show you, you can use anything to take it off. All right, let's move along. All right, look, this is after mostly the orbital sander with 220. Left a couple little pieces like that on, couldn't get with the flat of it. But pretty much a chunk of aluminum, but there is still some pitting on there from the, you know, from the corrosion effect, I guess you'd call it. Build yourself one of these things. I can't stress enough. It's worth it. 2 4x4s, piece of wood holding together, and a, you know, a cut up piece of plywood. But you could do anything. You could get an old table and make a mount on it. Just get some screws. All right, so here, mask on. I'm just gonna go over it with this just to get in any deep cavities. Make sure you can see it. Pretty much it. Some people like that look. That's a coarse wheel. Alright, now I'm going to go over it with the orbital with some 220. See what time's looking like. Around 7:35. That should be good. Don't get cluttered up. Keep your workplace tidy. We're going to get this to a high polish. Alright. See how handy these are? Get one. If you're going to be doing stuff. I mean, this is handy for so much stuff, it's not worth not buying. What we're doing here is taking it down a bit further to get to the deeper scratches. We're making it all over 220 this time, right? So guess what the next step is? Oh, look, piece of paint. Next step is going to, we'll go 400. Let me pause it, give me a few minutes doing this. All right, now we're down to, what did I say that was? We went 120 to 220. We could do, I think I had some 300 here, or 150, no. All right, we're gonna go straight down with 400 because aluminum's a soft metal. Watch this. And I'm old, so we always use water, wet sander. All right. Gonna start giving the wet. So we're done with the power tools pretty much, unless we, because when you start getting it shiny, you're gonna see any defects. We're doing it pretty much the same process as when you're painting. You know what I mean? You're going, if you're doing a body repair, like I used to do body work, right? So you're starting with 180, 220 and all that stuff on the primer. Prime again. And then you sand in the primer, going 400, 600. Right, then you paint and you get your clear coat, polished clear coat, going 1200, 1500, maybe even 2000. And then polish. Then come up with shine, right? So it's the exact same method as doing paint. That is this aluminum anyway. Not, I mean, I'm not talking about polishing steel or nothing like that. So anyway, I'm gonna go over it, try to get it all nice and even. Right. See the difference? Let me see. The door slamming with the wind. It's looking a lot shinier. I'm at full magnification. See, that's the scratches from 400 right there. See? See that? So we're gonna get finer and finer. All right, let me pause it. And then bring it all back in. I'm on 6. Yeah, I'm on 6. And so just 4, 6, you know, work it down. Looking for deep scratches. Because if you get real deep, you're gonna have to go back to the 120. Let's see if you can see that. See that right there? It looks deep, right? Here's 600 over it. See that? Gone! Alright. So I think we're gonna go with some 12. We're gonna skip the 8, we're gonna skip the 1000, we're gonna go right to 12. This is a used piece of 12 too. And I don't mind it if it ain't perfect. And I'll tell you why. Because my bike ain't perfect. It's a 2001 Sporty. I was doing this to the clamshell controls on the handlebars. And I kind of like the rougher look. See, that is deeper scratches right there. I could go with 6, but I'm going to leave it right now just to show you what I'm talking about the almost like the aviation look. That's what I liked about it. And when I'm done here, I'll show you about what I did to the clamshells, because I know for sure, well, in Florida, stuff goes like that pretty easily. You leave, if you, my bike was sitting for years in a shed when I bought it, so it had a lot of that stuff. But so I'm gonna get in this with a 12. I'm going to give it a buff up. Alright, so I finished with the 1200. And it's as smooth as... You know, you still see some little scratches. We're going to see how that comes up. And I'm going to use... I was going to use like proper compound with these wheels. But I'm just going to go with the heavy duty rubbing compound. See what it comes up like, alright? Going to use it on my drill. Actually, I'm going to use this wheel first. Get 3 different wheels. Use my finger. Why not? It's going to go flying everywhere. Yeah, of course it is. This is a coarse wheel. Get this at Harbor Freight. Get them all at Harbor Freight. Just to get the original buff up. You know, the nooks and crannies. I don't like polishing too much. That's why I go further with the sanding. Because you can spend a lot of time polishing. I rather do the sanding. It's up to you. Get in the corner. See how invaluable a sand is? If you had a vise, it'd be a pain in the ass, and you'd really scratch it up. Build a universal... Hey, wait a minute. I should patent this. What am I saying? Somebody's going to steal my patent. Want a peek? Alright, let's have a look. Oh, what are you seeing now, huh? starting to look like. Alright, we're gonna go with a softer wheel. You can use that. What I'm kind of showing you here is how to do it. The different stages, okay? And this is rubbing compound for paint, not for metal. This is for metal. Tighten it up. Tighten up the universal stand. Not taking much. I mean, not taking much work. I can see a couple of discrepancies in there. What you do with that, hit that one area. If you think it'll come out with a 220, go with a 220. Down to 400, 800 if you want, 1200, and that's that little area done. I can feel this battery dying. And then it'd be on the electric line. Super noisy. Dead battery, perfect, right? The mailman's coming. Dog's barking. Early warning system. Let's have a look. They love the mailman. Getting the idea? Give me one more whirl at it. Out the big guns, battery died. Yep, that's noisy. No pain, no gain. Full power. Don't be shy. Let me turn it around. Let me give you a look at that. That is mirror finish. That's a dirty hand. All right, hold on. One more whirl. Let me pause you up. It's looking sharp. Let's do overkill. The fine rubbing compound. This you're gonna have to use a cloth. I can see one blemish on it, but it don't bother me. Using trigger. Oh, got this in the way, right? Trigger control. I could probably use a button pad on it. Not putting a lot of pressure. Very light. Don't have any real cloths. Alright, I'm gonna rub it off. See what it looks like. Let's do a comparison. I'll get it off the stand. And there you have it. Proper shiny chrome. And the old, remember the effect with the bubbling up? It's exactly the same on that one. Alright, next one we're gonna, the caps, we're gonna paint those. I don't know, it might look good with black on top. Because they didn't get the, I'll have to look over and see how good they are. It might look good sitting on top, all chrome. Right? Alright. Show you what I was thinking about doing and what I did with the clamshells. And I did it with the handlebars too. Here, see that's the rough finish. This is semi-polished and that's up to a high polish. And this is looking real dirty right now a bit. See how I use those extensions? Thinking about going like this. Putting these, what they call them? Dynabro ones on there. See how they look. But look, came up beautiful, right? All right, good luck.